Rev up your engines!
Well, you think electric cars are the future? Well, maybe way in the future, because LG Energy Solution that makes electric batteries for GM. Well, they and GM JV suspend construction of 3 battery plants in the United States. They stopped building the plants that are going to build their Lithium batteries, right? Lithium cells is a U.S. joint venture between LG Energy Solutions and General Motors. They have suspended the construction of 3 EV plants. They're saying, well, maybe people aren't going to buy these things. We better not make batteries for cars we're not going to build or we're not going to sell. And as technology changes, these things could become obsolete before they even start making them, because they're high-performance Lithium batteries say they can run for 500 kilometers on a single charge. 500 kilometers, right? They're claiming the solid-state batteries they're making now could go 600 miles. That's more than twice as far. That's 500 kilometers, not 500 miles, right? This is 600 miles. They've already built them, and they're putting them luxury cars. And Toyota says by 2027, they're going to have their own version of solid-state batteries that don't have the liquid in them. They're safer. They don't start on fire like the liquid ones do. Big deal of difference. They weigh less. Liquids are pretty heavy, right? They weigh a lot. So these weigh less. You can't bank on a brand new, unproven technology, especially with batteries, that may be taken over by a better type of battery in the near future. And in this case, they're already building these solid-state ones. They're only going to be in high-tech ones, really high-tech cars, really expensive cars. I'm sure they'll all be well over $100,000. But if they do work, it's going to trickle down. And then they can make smaller cars. And if they can go 600 miles, which would be easier, because the big cars, expensive cars, bigger and heavier. You can put in a smaller car, it could go just as far or further and not have to weigh as much. Right? It makes total sense. So, GM, by slowing down the production of this and saying, we're not even going to build these factories yet for a while. We're stopping the building of the factories. Maybe by the time they build the factories, they'll be obsolete. It'll be like making buggies for horse and buggies when Henry Ford's making Model T cars. Well, it's not just the United States that's giving up on EVs. Canada does too. A company just halted construction of a $2.7 billion battery project in eastern Ontario. The Canadians bragged, we're building these batteries. The government put in like $500 million and stuff. And now they ceased the building of the factory to build the batteries for the cars that they're supposed to build that nobody wants to buy. Now, they broke ground here in Ontario in 2023 outside of Kingston, Ontario. But now they're delaying construction of it. See, they broke ground in that was a year and a half ago that they did it, right? A year and a half ago they broke ground. Now they're just stopping the production. This is called Umicore Rechargeable Battery Materials Incorporated. I think they could have got a better name than that. It was supposed to create 600 jobs and yada yada. The Canadian government threw in like $500 million. But now they're stopping the building of it. Umicore says in a statement, and I quote, "Our legacy contracts were tailing off faster than anticipated, and there's delay in the ramp-up of contracts in Europe. Our customers' demand projections for our battery materials have steeply declined recently." Not just Canada, the whole world is starting to wonder about electric cars. The company says it's realigning its operations to the new market reality. Yeah, people aren't buying them, so they can't build them. Business people aren't going to throw good money after bad. In this case, they just stopped the production of the factory that's supposed to build the batteries. They're just stopping and saying, we'll see what happens. We'll wait. Going to be a lot of empty battery factories soon, probably. Well, here's something I never thought of, but of course it happened. There was a giant car battery fire on I-15 in California, and it closed the road for a really long time. But it wasn't like a Tesla battery started on fire. This was a semi-truck full of lithium-ion batteries. It flipped over and then it started on fire. Can you imagine? You're in the desert where it's hot anyway. And then, boom, all these batteries inside the truck start on fire. So far, it's been closed for over a day. Can you imagine those things burning? They're so hot. And of course, where are they? They're in the desert. The only thing that they really have to put them out is tons of water. Are there tons of water in the desert? No, there isn't. Now, you might think, well, why can't it just put it out? Well, when you put water, which is H2O, on a big lithium battery, lithium burns at a really high temperature. Lithium burns at over 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit. That is freaking hot, right? So when you spray water on it, the hydrogen in the water breaks from the oxygen. Hydrogen burns like mad, and the oxygen helps fuel it. So it actually makes it burn even worse. The reason they use water is because it's the only thing they got. You pour enough water on long enough, it will cool it below 3,600 degrees degrees Fahrenheit, and then it won't be burning anymore. But see, then when they turn the water off, if it's still smoldering, it starts right back up again and it keeps burning. The only thing that really works is if you have a tank of water. You put it in a tank of water, and then the tank of water is cold, or like an ocean or a lake. It's so cold that it starts dropping the temperature fast and it'll put the fire out. But having a lithium battery fire in the middle of the desert, you see it taking days to put the stupid thing out. And they were just transporting the batteries around. Well, this poor guy, his Tesla was such a pile of crap, he used the lemon law and they had to replace it. They had a heck of a time getting one replaced until old Elon Musk had to step in and got him another truck. He waited a bunch of time to get it. And I guess if you refer other people to it, you get special bonus points. And what he did was he spent all of his bonus points higher up in the list so he'd be the faster one to get the truck. And then he gets the truck and it's a pile of junk. Elon finally comes in. He had to go all the way to Elon and gave him another truck. Now, of course, this is because of media. Some of the fanboys got mad at him because you're not supposed to say bad things about the Teslas. You're supposed to say good, right? Well, this guy was a real insane fan. He spent all that money. It's the most money he said he ever spent on a car, and the thing was a lemon, yet he still wanted another one. So I think he's a little screwy in the head himself, but Elon had to come and give it to him with such a rat's nest of, well, you know, you're going to have to wait now. And the guy's like, I paid this money. I got the car. Can I please have another one? I would have said, just give me my money back and I'll go someplace else. But no, this guy, he had that patience. But it took Elon Musk to come in to give him another one. Now, I hope that one doesn't break down on him, but seeing the record of these Tesla Cybertrucks wouldn't surprise me that one broke down too. It wouldn't shock me in the least. His family warned him. He said, my family was against it. They thought it was too ugly. But he went out and got it anyway. Now, originally, he went to social media, so Tesla gave him another one. And guess what? It also ended up breaking down. And then finally, after arguing, Elon gave him another one. Hey, I wouldn't want another one if it broke down the second time. What do you say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? Well, I guess some people, they're believers. They're true believers, and they believe in the Cybertruck. I feel sorry for the guy. I think he needs counseling or something. Now, here's one where a guy got mad when we went to a Sam's Club. They wouldn't let him use the jack to take his tire off his car, and he got mad and said, I'm canceling my Sam's membership, and I'm going to Costco, rah, rah, rah. Well, in this case, I understand. I don't like waiting either, but the man himself was totally in the wrong. He had a screwdriver in a tire. He drove up. Tire's going flat. And he says, can you fix this? This is whether it's an hour and a half, 2 hour wait if you want to wait. And he says, well, you got jack. Can I jack it off, take it off, and give it to you? And then you can fix it? Well, they said no. And he said, oh, well, I'm going to cancel my membership and I'm going to join Costco. Here's what happened, and I'll explain what really is the truth. Because I was in the business. I've been in the car business for 56 plus years, right? The guy says, I asked one of the techs if they could use the floor jack. The tech went and found a manager and said, you can't do this. We'll change it when we're done with our appointments. So he canceled his membership after 25 years. And the article in this news said, oh, we don't understand. Why did they do this? Well, you know what, people? I'll tell you why they did it. Because of liability concerns. They have insurance at those places for their workers working the car. Say that guy jacked the car up there, took the tire off, and fell on him and broke his leg or killed him. Guess who's going to be sued? Now, their insurance wouldn't cover it because their insurance is only for people who work on cars, the mechanics working on them there. That is why. You can't have people working on their own cars in your place. You don't have insurance for that. They have to have insurance for their workers in case they get injured. You're not one of their workers. So he gets all irate. Well, that's just the way that it goes, Jack. It's a big box store. That's how big box stores are. They're not service oriented. If you would have wanted to get your flat tire fixed, there's a billion tire repair places like here in Clarksville. There's 6 of them down the street within a mile. You just go there, give them the tire, they'll fix it in a few minutes, give it back to you if they're not busy. I do that all the time for customers, right? I don't have a tire machine, so I take it to them. They can fix it. They can put another one on if it's ruined, whatever. You don't go to a big box store and expect any kind of service. Hey, they told you they do it, but they're busy. The guys are doing work, and that's how it goes. But they couldn't allow you to use a jack for insurance purposes, and that's why. And shame on the people who wrote this article saying, oh, we don't understand what went wrong. What went wrong is, hey, they could have been sued if he would have injured himself. They're not allowed to let people use their tools, and that's why. As usual, in my headline story, oh, look how horrible they were to this guy. No, they would be sued if he ever injured himself. And a guy grouchy as that, I'm sure he'd sue them if he did injure himself. Josh Sig says, what could be causing my coolant to completely empty out within 4 weeks? Well, you got a cooling system problem. Right? Watch my video, How to Fix an Overheating Car. Scotty. Just type that in YouTube and watch. It'll give you everything you'll possibly check. You might just have a small leak somewhere. Have it pressure tested, right? You could have a small leak somewhere. So, who cares about that? You can fix it. You might have an engine that's burning coolant. Your head gasket's blowing. That's real serious. In that video, it shows you how to test it with the blue liquid in a tube. You can buy the kit from Amazon if you want for about $50 and test it yourself. The blue liquid turns yellow. It means your head gasket's blowing. Then you got to decide, do I want to tear the engine down and fix it, or should I just get rid of the stupid car? But there's many different reasons. Watch that video, try them all, and you'll figure out why it's overheating, why it's losing coolant. Pray it's not burning coolant. If it's burning coolant, the engine's going, and it's going to be really expensive. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.